Alright, in this problem we are asked, this is the notes on slope-intercept form. We're changing them into, we're learning the point-slope form. But here's the warm-ups for the first three problems. It says write the slope-intercept form. Alright, so you need to know what the slope-intercept form is. The slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Alright, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Alright, so we're just going to do a brief summary of this. The y-intercept is where our line, this line right here, crosses the y-axis, and this is the y-axis right here. So we're trying to find out where it crosses right there. Alright, now the slope is how fast this line is going up or down. And you can see it's going up. If you were to walk like this direction, you'd come to a hill and you'd go up. That means the line is increasing, which means the m, or the slope, is going to be positive. Alright, so first thing we need to do is we need to find a slope. And the slope we could do many ways. We could pick 2 points, we could do rise over run. There's several ways. I like picking 2 points here, and so it looks like this is a good point here. What I'm looking for is, you see where the intersection of these little grids are? We're looking where the line goes right through that, and if it does, we can count that as a point. Alright, and it looks like where I picked there is good, and I'm looking for another one. It looks like, and I'm going to go with this point here, this looks pretty good too, right there. Alright, so the slope can be found as rise over run. And rise means we either go up or we go down. Run, it means we go across. Now, if you're talking about the axis, the rise is our y and the run is our x. So that's why whenever we're looking for slope, it's the y over the x. Alright, so I'm going to go up and down. So I'm going to try to get to this dot here, starting at this dot. And there's a couple of ways I could do this. I could go this direction, 1, 2. Looks like I went up. I went up, so that's a positive 2. And then I'm going to go to the right, 1, 2, 3. That's a positive 3 because I went to the right. So if you notice, it kind of makes a right triangle. Alright, so there's my little right triangle right there. Alright, but I went up, which is rise, so that's 2. And I went to the right, which is run, which is 3. They're both positive, so my slope is 2/3. Now the fun part begins. Now what I want to do is I want to find the slope-intercept form. Alright, so we know our slope is 2/3. Now we have to find the y-intercept. And since you can see this y-intercept, it's not crossing at exact points. So we're going to have to plug this in to our formula here, y equals mx plus b. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put all my information on this side so we can kind of write it. So I know my slope is 2/3. I know that's my slope. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this right here. Alright, so now we're going to look for b. And what we do is we just kind of pick a point. And I like using you remember we had 2 points here that we liked. We like this one and we like this one. We can pick those points. I would prefer to use this. This is the x-intercept, and it's at -2, 0. Remember, you're at the origin, which is right here. You go 1, 2, you go to the left, so that's -2. And then since I don't go up or down, my y is going to be 0. Alright, so that's the one I'm going to use. So this will be my x value, this will be my y value. Alright, so I'm just going to plug this in. So my y value is 0, my slope is 2/3, and my x value is -2, which I'm going to put on the top. And we're going to put a 1 underneath it because it's a whole number. So think about it. When you have a whole number and you want to make it look, you multiply it to another fraction, you want to make it look like a fraction. And then we got plus b. Alright, so we have 0 equals negative, you multiply straight across here. 2 times a -2 is -4 over 3 plus b. Now, remember, we want the b by itself. So actually we want b equaling something. So we're going to move this guy over, and to get it moved over, the opposite of minus plus 4 is add plus 4. So I'm going to add plus 4 to both sides. And I'll change the color so you can see it. So I'm going to say plus 4/3 to both sides of the equal sign. Alright, and when I do this, I'm going to end up bringing my b down. This becomes a 0 pair. It means it disappears. Equals, and what's 0 plus 4/3? Well, it's going to be 4/3, which you know is 1.1/3. Alright, or 1.1/3, I'm sorry. It's 1 1/3. And look, let's try that. Does this look like, there's 1 and there's 2. Does this, and this is probably about a half, does that look like that line's crossing around 1/3, 1 1/3? It looks like it to me. Now we're going to leave our y-intercept at 4/3, so that way we can just leave our equation in slope-intercept form. I don't want to put 1 1/3, a mixed number, in for a equation. It would probably be better just to leave it as a improper fraction. So here we go. Y equals, my slope is 2/3. I'm going to put x, and the other one, my y-intercept is 4/3. And that's our answer in slope-intercept form for the warm-up.